So let's find out what it's like being a member of Transformation HQ.
I'm Hazel Salter and I'm from the Congleton gym.
So how long have you been a member for now?
Since June 2022, so 6 months.
Yeah.
Ish.
Wow. So what results have you achieved? What weight, measurements, fitness levels?
I've lost 1.5 stone, which on my measurements equates to about 55 centimetres across my body measurements and probably about 2 dress sizes. Fitness wise, I'm a lot stronger, a lot fitter. Things like walking the dog up hills isn't quite as difficult and not quite as much panting as there used to be from me or the dog. So yeah, I'm really pleased.
Yeah, brilliant. So what were your main struggles with your health and fitness before joining HQ?
I've got a problem with my shoulder, which is kind of niggling in the background. I'm a lot heavier, so since COVID I've put a lot of weight on, which was really conscious about. I've avoided things like photographs, so I have, if people take photographs of me and stick them on Facebook, I kind of started asking them for them to be removed, which isn't great. So quite a lot of struggles with body image. And I think being a woman of a certain age now, very conscious about things like muscle wastage during menopause, so I wanted to offset that as much as I can before it happens. So
yeah, I think that's brilliant, because that's life changing, isn't it? That really having that different, and is your perspective of yourself changed now as well?
I'm a lot more happy with how I look, how I interact with people has changed. I'm a lot happier with, a lot more confident in my own skin now. Getting back to how I used to be rather than avoiding social situations and things like that.
Powerful. I think that really is powerful. So you see an ad like this, or you see a friend that comes to Transformation HQ, you must have worries before coming. So what was your biggest worries about joining here, and what put them to rest?
My biggest fear was, I've never been to a gym before, so I'm never ever set foot in a gym, because I was terrified of that whole beefcake image of the boys and the tiny girls with the long blonde hair tied up in a bow all on the running machines and things like that, and it's just a real negative perception of gyms for me anyway. So I thought I'd come to the consultation, which it's no, I'm not going to lose anything by attending, and it gave me a chance to eye up the people that also were going to join with me, so I could work out if I'd fit with that group of people and whether I'd be intimidated, and at that point whether I needed to kind of run away and hide or not. But it was great. The people were kind of my age, my size, my build, my fitness levels, so it wasn't that I felt intimidated, and I felt that I could actually fit within that group and train with those people, so it was really good.
Yeah. Just normal day-to-day people that have just decided to really take charge of their own health, really. Yeah,
and it was a chance to speak to those people as well and say, what are your struggles? This is what I struggle with, and to say, look, I've got a problem with my shoulder. Can you train around that? What can we do? And so things like that were really great, because it meant I didn't invest too much and then turn up and on the first day and feel really embarrassed by going, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And so we kind of ironed out all that at the consultation of how things can be adjusted and how we can get round everybody else's as well as mine. Everybody's kind of quirks and injuries and dodgy backs and things, so there was no hurdles to jump over on the first day. It was all done.
Perfect. How has your life changed since joining HQ?
I'm a lot happier. I feel myself getting back to how I used to be. I'm a lot fitter, I'm a lot stronger, and I think that gives you, that physical strength gives you a confidence that you can actually do things. And I'm not scared of gyms anymore. I'm not avoiding going to saying, right, I'm going to the gym. I don't avoid that anymore. So it's really nice to be involved in that and do something for me as well.
I think that's powerful because I like to empower, especially females coming into a gym and where there is weight training, feel, you know what, I can do this and I can, you know, feel in control in that situation and feel confident in that situation.
Yeah,
so.
And I've realised I'm actually physically a lot stronger than I actually thought I was. I knew I was kind of all right, strength-wise. But yeah, I think I'm a lot stronger physically than I actually thought I was, which is quite nice.
Brilliant. So let's talk programme. So how did you find the 6-week programme as a whole?
6 weeks initially was really nice to settle into. It was quite relaxed. It wasn't too much, and it was a nice chance to build techniques. So things like posture when you're using machines and to get those things right. So to build really good foundations before you do anything else and carry on. It was a bit of a culture shock, got to admit. Walking around town the day after a session was a little bit hard when you realise there are muscles that you've used that you've not seen for a while. But it was great, and it was a nice chance to settle in and to see some initial results, but to get rid of all those fears of gyms and to start building yourself again and to build those proper foundations to then go on to other things.
Brilliant. So you did 6 weeks, you enjoyed the programme, you became a rolling member. So what was it like being a member and the general progression of that?
The one thing I actually like is that you're not committed to, like, we're going to make you, now you've done your 6 weeks, we're going to make you to sign up to a whole 12 months and we're going to sign your life away, and if you decide at some point it's not for you, then it's tough, you're still paying us the 12 months and that's it. So I think for a lot of people, especially now, that's actually really good, because you have that flexibility to say, okay, things have changed, my life's changed, I'm going to have to suspend my membership and come back in a couple of months. So that was really nice, and it gives you that freedom as well to say, well, I want to carry on. I'm not tied to carrying on, but I'm doing this because I want to, and that's actually quite empowering as a client. Say, well, I'm coming here because I want to, not because you've tied me in for 12 months. So it's really works. And
that's exactly, we want people to, when we're training people in the environment that we're in, we want everybody in that room wanting to be here, not because we've tied them into a contract, but because they want to be here. And that, I think, breeds change. That's an environment that breeds change, because everyone's sort of motivated. Now, we have good days and bad days, don't we? But as a rule, we're all wanting to get better as a group, which is powerful. So then you moved on to the Shoot programme, which is a little bit more in-depth programme. How did you find that?
Tough. Initially, I think the first 6 weeks are easier. They kind of build you up. Small changes each week, so small things to think about, and then obviously it gets more intense. It's good having small changes rather than starting a 12-week and saying, this is what we're going to do for the next 12 weeks, and there's like 100 changes to get your head around, which just blows your mind. It's great to have those steps. So say, like, this week, this is what we're going to concentrate on. Next week, this is what we're going to concentrate on. And then obviously that the last 6 weeks then builds with more intensity and more training and more strength days and things like that. So I think it does become tough, but then it's designed to be tough, and you're not going to get real good results without it being tough. So for me, it was great, because I'm quite I have an incredibly short attention span. I have a very low boredom threshold, so if I'd have got bored through that 12 weeks, I would have kind of just thought, oh, that's it, I'm bored, I'm giving up. But there's always something to think about, there's always something different to do. So it was tough, but it was really good and designed to keep you engaged, I think. Yeah,
definitely. A roadmap. We all need a roadmap to follow, don't we? We need to be told. Yeah, brilliant. So let's talk about the sessions. So how are the sessions? How do you find the sessions?
really good for me because I was saying about attention span. So I love the fact that they change every month. Some of them are incredibly tough. You kind of find bits of your body that you'd forgotten were there. But in general, the trainers push you, but not to be out of your depth. So they don't let you coast, and they do check. I've found out now they do check your books. So
strength logs that you get in there to make sure that you're actually progressing useful.
Yeah, so there's no way of saying no, I was only on doing 15 kilograms when actually they know you were doing heavier than that. But I think it's really great because they do push you and they don't let you coast, but don't push you so hard that you feel out of your depth. Like I say, I love the fact that they change every month because that just keeps you interested as well. But all in all, it's really good for me. And the fact that they're different, like there's 3 different sessions a week, means when if I come Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, I'm going to do a different session each of those days.
Yeah.
So that's really good for me as well.
How do you find the small group aspect, like the only being 6 people maximum, sometimes 2, sometimes 3?
I love that because it gives us a chance to build bonds with the people that you train with, because you'll probably find that most people on each session, you'll see them most days that you're there. So people tend to have set days that they'll go and they chop and change a bit, but tend to stick to the same session. So you can build up a real good rapport with the people that you train with. When you go out of you go and do a session that you don't normally do, it's still the same. There's still people that you've seen before that you can have a chat with and a laugh with, and so it's really nice to build those bonds, and everybody encourages each other as well. So it's really nice having that intimacy in that sense. Yeah,
brilliant. So with the weight loss that you've made, did you think you would do that through weight training? What's it like getting stronger in the gym? Is that sort of a strange feeling, or is it?
It's a great feeling because with it being weights, I suppose my initial thing was I don't want to look like a bodybuilder. I don't want to be like huge shoulders, huge thighs, and look not very feminine. And that was kind of a fear, if you like, initially. But I love the fact that I'm not just stood on a running machine on a treadmill for 3 hours every week thinking, this is quite boring. So I love the fact that it's something different, and I think for a woman to be stronger is actually quite empowering as well. So you don't feel weak in the physical sense of life, of kind of walking around on a day-to-day basis. I don't feel weak. I think I might have a chance if anything happens, I might have more of a chance that I'd be able to defend myself feeling stronger than I would if I hadn't done that.
It's amazing when our body feels stronger and our mind feels stronger as well from our body. Brilliant. So has anything cool happened to you since being a member?
I've got some fantastic photos from the shoot. I think it's just that thing that people comment on, not just your looks, but people comment on how your behaviours change, how your mood changes. And I think that's probably the biggest part of it, that it's not a vanity thing of people saying, oh, you look fab, which is lovely. But it's that thing of people noticing, actually you look a lot happier, you sound happier, because it comes through in your voice as well. And it's things like that. Mentally, you become different. Secure
and comfortable in your own skin as such, really, mentally, definitely, I agree with that 100%. So let's talk about the food. So the 6-week plan, how did you find the food? 6-week program.
Not that much different than I used to eat. I think it just teaches you. It teaches you to think more about your foods rather than just put whatever's in front of you into your mouth.
Yeah.
That teaches you kind of foundations, basics of, and I wasn't unknowledgeable about food and things. It's just sometimes you kind of set yourself on a course and think, well, I've had that, so I might as well just carry on.
Yeah.
Well, I might as well carry on tomorrow as well, because I've ruined yesterday, I might as well ruin today. Whereas I think the ethos now is, yeah, okay, I've had a bad day, but tomorrow I start again.
Yeah.
And I think that's always been the thing. You know, I've come in and said, oh, even on the 12-week shoot, so a bit of a wobble yesterday, and it's like, right, okay, just stop. That was yesterday, put that behind, let's start again. So I think it doesn't make you feel guilty about having a bad day. And I think the 80-20 with, look, we know life happens.
Yeah.
As long as you eat healthily 80% of the time, it's fine. If you go off track, the other 20.
Yeah.
So it's that lack of guilt tripping that is really great.
Yeah. So you did 6 weeks, you really enjoyed the 6 weeks, got your head around the food, obviously carried on progressing, moved on to the 12-week shoot programme. How's the food and the calories different on that, and how did you find that?
It can become tough if you don't get your head around it and think, right, okay, if you treat it as that things are being stripped out of my diet all the time, that becomes really quite tough.
Yeah.
But actually, it was a case of, right, okay, we're taking that out, but we're going to supplement it with something else. We're going to eat loads of this instead. So, I mean, I pretty much lived on things like stir fry, which is dead easy. I just bought the ready meat, the ready prepared stir fries. If I couldn't be bothered, I'd just buy a ready prepared stir fry from the supermarket and just throw that in with loads of turkey and chicken and whatever else. So I was never ever hungry, ever.
That's good, yeah, because you're eating quality foods, and the 6-week program really is to get your head around the actual foods, and then when you go on to more of a calorie control plan with the shoot, you've already got good habits that you move into as well. So you mentioned you got good knowledge at the start of it. How do you feel your knowledge and your confidence with food now is? Like, could you just walk into a supermarket, know what you should be eating?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but there's always that thing of I am still going to eat chocolate cake. There's no way that's never going to happen. And I think that is that thing where you go, but that doesn't matter, because the rest of my diet is so clean and so good and so vegetable heavy that it doesn't matter if I still do that. And like I say, it's that lack of guilt tripping. It's that flexibility to say, I'm going to be really good, but actually on a Friday night, I am going to go out and I am going to have a drink and I am going to eat something that, you know, I perhaps shouldn't, but that doesn't matter, because the rest of the week has been so nice and so good that I can afford to do that. Yeah,
and you're in control of it, and it's not as if you're binging or something. You're aware of bad things that you have, but you're looking at your whole diet as a whole. And you know, I'm in control of this. I'm making progress.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to anyone thinking about joining HQ?
Don't be scared. It's not all beefcakes and tiny girls. We are all normal people just trying to be stronger and fitter. It's not intimidating in the classes at all. Everybody supports everybody, and the trainers are actually lovely. And no matter what your injury, your fitness level, they will adapt things and work around whatever you need them to work around.
Perfect. So there we have it. That's what it's like as a female being part of Transformation HQ. So guys, if you do want any more information on the 6-week program, click the link and we'll drop you a message and hopefully speak to you soon.